It's no secret that I love trying new food, ever since I was a little kid. Never been one for being picky, you know? Spicy, sweet, salty, crunchy, gummy, chewy. I have always loved food, but I absolutely love meat. Any kind. Cold, hot, smoked, steamed, boiled, broiled, even raw. When done correctly, and I am in a good mood, sushi is absolutely fantastic. Steak tartare can't be beat in the springtime. Chicken, turkey, pork, beef, you know. Typical tasty food found at the local market. Tame things. The thing is, I grow bored quickly. My broad and ever-curious palate is a gift and a curse. Once I try something, I get tired of it very, very quickly. So, naturally, being such a little foodie, I decided I had to have more exciting foods. Lychees, kumquats, durian, ugh, anything I could get my hands on. All mine, all delectable. But, as I said, I am a meat lover. So off I went to the butcher, a dear friend of mine named Phil. His shop is right on the edge of town, with me almost always there at noon on Sunday asking him for the newest treats for one of his top buyers. I am his best buyer, by the way. He's always willing to go to lengths so high as to keep my interest. The lobster was my first delve into a true delicacy. Succulent, buttery, sweet, and the innards, the molly as it is so called, was absolutely perfect spread over toasted sourdough. I won't bore you with the details, of course. I mean, you try one lobster, you've tried every lobster. Shells are lovely for making stock, truth be told. Next came lamb. Mellow, sweet, and fatty. Then came venison, which was too salty for my tastes. Elk. Oh my god, the elk was fun, especially the hunt for it. Phil, my dear friend the butcher, was more than happy to clean it for me. I still have quite the load of it packed away in my freezer. I have 2 freezers, by the way, as to never be out of my oh-so-loved foodstuffs. Then, soon, I again grew bored. I went back to the realm of seafood. Urchin roe was a sweet, briny bite of the ocean's belly, creamy and paired perfectly with quail egg. Oysters on the half-shell were the sampling of the region's best flavors, but the texture was lacking. Sort of like swallowing a massive loogie, only cold. Chesapeakes are my favorite, followed closely by Blue Point. But there's only so much the ocean can offer before you get bored again. Back to the land I went. The rabbit was easy to catch, but the screams they make are so human I almost couldn't slit the plump little thing's throat. The meat is sweet, kinda like chicken, by the way, but nothing special. Now, squirrels don't fall for snares, as rabbits do. The no-kill traps were out of the question, cause those little things are crazy fast. Still, one well-placed BB and my lunch fell from the trees. The squirrel is too gamey for me when roasted, though the heart is very, very sweet and chewy. Still, as I always do, I grew bored. I tried for things closer to home. Now, the trick to catching a cat is to befriend it first. Cats are quick, but not always. The first cat I caught was a tabby, a sweet little girl. She put up such a fight and made such a racket. It's funny, I still have the scars. I admit, the struggle is painful when the critter isn't declawed, but the meat is lovely and sweeter than a rabbit. Dogs are tricky. I have a dog, and I thought about having him as dinner one night. But he's old and tiny, and I do care for him. I was reasonably used to catching things, so when some sweet Labrador ambled up the road, with no collar, I pulled over, opened my door, and the fluffy, grateful creature climbed over me to sit in the back seat like a hunting dog would. Don't be such a bleeding heart. I made it quick. By the way, dog is about the same as horse, but not quite as greasy. Seriously now, don't give me that animal cruelty garbage. I take the utmost care to make it quick. I don't want the meat to get damaged, after all. Anything from stress to poor aim can ruin a perfectly good carcass, and anything with a life force can suffer. Now then, I have had an interest in something somewhat crazy. Probably the craziest thing I've ever craved. The creature I'm looking into is all over the planet. But so many are riddled with diseases and chemicals, finding a good fresh one is so hard to do. That is my final pursuit. Fresh, human flesh. I'm not surprised that you're not surprised. Long pig is what it's called in some places. Everyone has been curious about it at some point in life. Tell me this, have you ever been watching a horror film and grown hungry during the gory bits? I certainly have. My latest little craving is not so small, but probably more accessible to claim than horse. It's strange. Humans are just another animal, but they don't sell them as food. I know I'm human, and I do not deny it, but it still doesn't make any sense. The market sells everything but human. It dumbfounds me. You can't just go to the market and pick up a human like you would a lobster. I mean, you can, but it'd be a pain to get home with a screaming human in the back. Trust me, I tried. Thank God the noisy bitch couldn't speak English, or my goose would indeed be cooked. I found a good candidate the other day. He's about 16. Nice build, not too muscular. I certainly don't want an athlete. They get stringy. He works at a pizza place. Just some stupid chain. I also know in our tiny northern town that he can get here by bike, and will. He's one of those hippies. You know, some silly little flower child. I'll call them when I'm ready. I'm no weakling. I can do it. I can handle a teenage boy. I can dispose of a bike. I'm willing to go far to please my fabulous palate. It's really strange to me. I can't see why we humans turn down eating other humans. We're billions strong. A few of us should perish to feed the masses, don't you think? I'm not talking Soylent Green nonsense, I'm talking real food. After all, humans are just another animal. And animals are, in my experience, made of meat. And I do love myself some fresh meat. Time to wrap this up. Seems my dinner is on its way in 30 minutes or less. Wish me luck. If you, unlike certain large corporations, enjoy horror and being scared, you can support this channel on Patreon located in the link in the description below. Good night.